If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
This is wild, and I want to make sure you don't miss it. We all know that Donald Trump said, on day one, I'm going to get prices down for Americans, right? Look at what's happening now. This is a brand new poll from The Guardian. It just came out today. Half of Americans struggle to afford groceries and gas. Half of Americans. Guardian calls this a grim portrait of cost of living crisis and says that about 57% of polled Americans also believe the economy is worsening, because it is. The poll also says that 95% of Americans now believe the U.S. is suffering an affordability crisis. 95%! And this is not just Democrats, y'all. Pessimism about the economy has increased for all Americans of all parties. Look at that, just whoop, for everyone. In February, 22% of Republicans said the economy was getting worse. Now that's up to 38% of them, of Republicans. Then they asked people whether they thought jobs in their area were disappearing. Look at rural Americans. 41% of them say good job opportunities in their local area are disappearing. By the way, when it comes to rural Americans, 64% of them now say the economy is getting worse, compared with 46% who said that in February. And again, look at these specific numbers. The percentage who responded they are having trouble affording gas, 52%, groceries, 51%, loan payments, 46%, utilities, 46%. Oh, and don't forget, half of those polled said they're struggling to afford their debt, including student loan debt. This is the economy after a year and a half of Donald Trump and the Republicans in full control. But don't worry, because Donald Trump is on the job, if you consider the job building a new helipad on the White House lawn.
Beautiful helipad. And it's got the seal of the White House on it, in granite, in carved granite. It's really a beautiful thing.
A beautiful thing, he says. But as for this, oh well, he doesn't have an opinion about it at all, because as far as he's concerned, it's not true, it's not real, and your struggles are fake news. And if you're not mad about that, you should be extremely.
Why is gas $5 a gallon? And like, why do I have to pay rent? And why is rent so high? And why do I have to drive my car and get the gas that I have to get to go to the job that I have to pay for rent? Why do I have to do all of that stuff? And why are you making it so fucking expensive to do it? I don't even want to get out and pump my gas. It feels like getting out and just knowing someone's gonna fucking stab you. Why would you get out? This is beginning. This is the beginning of life. What am I supposed to do forever? I have to get a fucking horse.
This is something we got to talk about. United States citizens are leaving the U.S. and going to other countries. Whether it's Ghana, whether it's Thailand, whether it's Tokyo, you're starting to see it more and more. This is not a drill. This is happening. And for whatever reason, people are pretty much giving up on the American dream for whatever reason. And what I've personally seen from the videos is everybody's happy. And at the end of the day, that's what you want to be. You want to be happy. You don't want to be somewhere where you're miserable, you're struggling, and it's just killing your vibe. But we really gotta, I think this is something we gotta start talking about. People will come to America because America was what they would say the American dream. And I think the American dream is now turned into the American nightmare. And when you look at these other countries, if you're cultured enough, you'll see that, man, the places are beautiful. They have the same thing, if not more. The prices split in half, probably less than split in half. And you get a lot more. But it's just weird. We have these politicians in place right now who are just really turning this shit into a third world country. Like when you have U.S. citizens that decide to say, you know what, fuck this place, I'm out. And just uproot their entire life and go to another country that they have no clue about, and they're taking the biggest risk. But when you look at them a year, 2 years later, they're extremely happy. You got a serious problem here on the U.S. soil. On the U.S. soil. That's a real problem. Just something to think about. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Chris with the Gems.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
I got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month for health insurance. I need to buy a new car and I can't because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription, everything's increasing in price. And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money, and yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me, and they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it. What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America? Like, is this what you voted for? Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC, not feeling any of these pressures, not doing anything about it, not giving a shit about the American people. I have been extremely poor and I have been extremely wealthy. And I know from firsthand experience that the wealthy people don't notice it. And most people are pretty self-absorbed and aren't thinking about other people anyway. So we got to talk about this more. We got to raise hell. We have to let DC know that this is not acceptable. Regardless of your party, we have got to help each other.
Welcome back to the Freedom Room, your source of breaking news, trending stories, and thought-provoking commentary on issues affecting people every day. In today's video, we'll be looking at the growing frustration over the rising cost of living in America. Across social media, people from all walks of life are sharing how inflation, expensive groceries, rising rent, high utility bills, and the struggle to make ends meet are changing their lives. Some are also asking why many Black Americans seem to be reacting differently to these economic challenges. Watch the following clips carefully, and once they are over, we'll come back to break everything down and share our commentary. Thank you.
People are charging $1,000 a month to rent rooms in their home. $1,000 a month to rent a room. Bro, what the fuck we gonna do? The cost of living has gotten out of hand. And y'all, buy a house, man. Everybody that I know that owns a house tells me don't buy no fucking house. They hate that shit. Between property taxes going the fuck up, insurance going the fuck up, niggas having to fix roofs. Is that what it is? Having to fix their roof and shit. Everybody I know that got a goddamn house tell me don't buy no goddamn house. They say at least you call a maintenance man. But dead ass, what the fuck we gonna do about the rising cost of living? Because what you mean you charging people $1,000? You got 3 rooms in your house, you're charging them $1,000 for somebody to come live there. This shit is sad. Like, my son gonna be an adult in the next couple of years. He's gonna graduate from high school and be an adult. And this is the world he has to live in? The fuck? I guess I need... shit is weird.
So I am at one of my old jobs. I have a 401k, and they're about to They're about to start messing with y'all retirement. So talk to your accountant or whatever the case to figure out how to get your money pulled out, right? Of these 401ks and all that kind of stuff. So I contacted folks. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Do you know just on the withdrawal, I lost $5,000? I lost $5,000. So they sent me this notice, been sending me this notice. Big bold print. This is my amount. Cool, cool, cool. So time for me to go ahead and withdraw. Oh, no, no, no. Look at the small print. Because you didn't vet it. That's not your true amount. We're going to knock off several thousand off the top. And then on the transfer, they take 1%. And then California takes 1%. And then to top it all off, these jokers sent me a tax notice. So then I'm going to have to pay taxes on it. America's really not a fair place. It's really, really hard to do things right here. That's my money. You gave me a whole booklet and explained to me if I sign up for this, I get X amount of this, and then you send me the notice, I get this, and then you're like, no, gotcha. You conned me out of my money. And then you use all these big words and these big jargon and all of these things to make it sound like it's just normal. It's not normal for you to take money from me that I work for when it's just sitting in an account. Like, stop trying to make it seem like you're doing me a favor by stealing my money. And the reason why I have to move this shit is because you guys are going to steal my money again. Living in America is really, really complicated. It's really, really, really unfair.
Right now, we're in a very dire situation. September's upon us, harvest is starting in the deep south, and we have 0 bushels of soybeans on the books to be sold to China for this current crop that's about to come out of the field. Historically, over the last 5 years, about 1/3 of soybean sales to China would be booked. China amounts to 25% of our total U.S. soybean crop. So that would be 8 or 9% of the whole U.S. crop would normally be on the books with China right now, and we have 0. That is alarming. The farm economy as a whole is struggling. Inflation has caused our cost of production to rise drastically on every front. Commodity prices, in particular soybeans, are down about 50% from where they were 3 years ago. And our numbers are deeply in the red. And we send this letter to President Trump because we've been talking for months about needing to have sales in place, a deal in place, a phase 2 type agreement that has purchase commitments along with a level playing field on trade with no tariffs. And we haven't had anything happen, unfortunately. And our appeal to President Trump and his administration is make soybeans a priority in any trade negotiations that are taking place. Soybeans are the #1 agriculture export to China. And in the last trade war, it was 71% of the losses that we had as American farmers. And they're critical.
Yeah, so if we look at, and we're going to divide. So I'll stay with grain and oilseeds because that's what I do day to day. But I just have to say one thing about livestock. For livestock folks, we're in good world for them right now. So I'd love to be able to have as good a world that they're having in GNO, but we just don't. And so there's just so many things, and it's really a supply story this year. When you think about across the globe, we haven't had a year where every country's almost in all 8 cylinders where we're getting full production. And that's where we are right now. it's also, too, a bit of a dichotomy in the U.S. is that you've got, we're building corn stocks, but the world is not. It's just the opposite in soybeans, where the world's building soy stocks and we're not. And so it's a very weird world, but the fact is we just have so much supply in the world, that's just going to keep prices, really on the defensive.
You've said you have almost no equity left.
It's getting down, it's getting low.
You think you can make it another year?
I don't know. Do you just keep going, rolling the dice, hoping things will turn? I mean, it's not looking good.
President Trump has promised a new bailout for American farmers, as much as $13 billion that he said would be paid for by the tariffs.
We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, we're going to give it to our farmers, who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem.
Yeah,
it's a Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait? Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
I hear it's affecting your health.
Yes. 4 blood pressure pills a day. 3 different medicines. 2 years ago, none.
What do you think about when you go to bed at night?
What's going to be left in a year, 2 years? Am I the one that broke what started in the late 1800s?
Arkansas farmers are taking their own lives because of what's happening to their farms because of Trump's policies. And it's only going to get worse for farmers because this is all laid out in Project 2025. So in Project 2025, the plan is to roll back all of the protections that farmers currently have access to. Basically, there's different programs. There's crop insurance. There's these commodities programs. And most of these are either subsidized or paid for by the government. So farmers, if a small farm gets hit with, a weather disaster or something else happens where they can't profit off their crop like they usually do, they're backed up. They're safe. They can, float for another year because of these programs. They want to get rid of these programs. They want to take the burden of these programs off the government and put it back onto the farmers, meaning these small farms get hit with one disaster and they're fucked. They're done. Guess who won't be done, though, if they get hit with one disaster? Giant mega corporations, these huge corporate farms that have all the capital they need to float if they get hit with a disaster. They're not going to go under. What they're going to do is buy up all these little farms and consolidate them into these giant mega farms. That's what the plan is. And I know it's easy to be like, oh, fuck these farmers. They voted for this. This is what they get. But this isn't good for any of us if this happens. I know the FAFO is delightful, but it isn't good for any of us. And it's scary. These are the people that feed us, that provide our food, and we need them. And it's horrifying to see what they're trying to do to them.
Bro, I'm not gonna fucking make it in this fucking world because, tell me why I just went to fucking Kroger's and got groceries. I just got paid today. My last fucking paycheck. And I spent $73 fucking on popcorn, crackers, Cheez-Its, milk, ranch dressing, tomatoes. Just basic shit, man. A box of fucking Cheez-Its and a box of fucking crackers was $5 a fucking piece. The ranch dressing was fucking $5. The tomatoes were $4. The milk is $7 a gallon and my kid drinks 3 gallons a week. That's $20 fucking dollars. How the fuck did I barely get any goddamn food and it's $73 fucking dollars? What the fuck am I gonna do?
How are y'all affording stuff right now? I feel like we're not talking enough about this. Everything is so freaking expensive, and I don't know what the heck. I know I'm not the only one going through this. I mean, from groceries, clothes, everything is so expensive right now, and it's literally by the grace of God that me and my family are surviving. I can't imagine what it's like for somebody who doesn't make the type of money that I make, and I don't even make a lot of money. But this is really a struggle. How are we surviving?
From the clip we just watched, it is clear that many Americans are still feeling overwhelmed by today's economy. Families are working harder than ever, yet many still find themselves living paycheck to paycheck as the cost of housing, food, gas, insurance, and healthcare continue to rise. While some people believe the situation is unique to the United States, Others point out that economic pressure are being felt around the world. The discussion has also raised questions about why different communities respond differently during different times. Is this simply an economic crisis, or does past experience shape how people deal with financial hardship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your perspective. Do you think things will improve soon, or is this the beginning of a long-term economic shift? Continue watching the next set of clips, and afterward we'll return with more commentary.
What's up, America? People aren't paying their taxes. Yes, that's correct. Apparently, America's tax resistance is starting to grow, with people saying they're not going to be paying their taxes as long as our government sucks asshole like this. People are saying that the growing cost of living is making it so they can't afford anything, even food or their rent. So why the fuck should they pay taxes? Now, this is a tax protest that's starting to grow nationwide, and people are saying everything from cost of living to the Iran war is a reason not to pay your taxes. Which I started saying we shouldn't pay our taxes as soon as we found fraud in California and Minnesota. But nevertheless, the IRS is now saying that hefty penalties could follow for people that decide not to pay some or all of their taxes, which a lot of these people are saying, fuck the tax system. Now, some people have been posting their tax bills here on TikTok and simply saying, fuck the government, I'm not paying them. And in some or almost all instances, I would agree with you. Fuck them. They're misappropriating most of your money. But the IRS released a statement saying it's completely okay to be unhappy and dissatisfied with our government, but not paying taxes or engaging in tax fraud or evasion is simply not the answer. I actually disagree. I think that answer is right on the fucking money with not paying your goddamn taxes, especially after they misappropriate 2/3 of your money that you give them. The IRS says, in addition to penalties and interest that start accruing immediately on past due balances, long-term consequences such as wage garnishments and a tax lien on property or even jail time can happen. And you see, that's the fucked up thing. You never really know where your money's going. So in some instances, paying taxes, yes, because you want to fix the roads and the rail systems and pay for the military, even the secret weapons they're not telling you. You don't think it costs fucking $12,000 for a fucking toilet, do you? But your money could also go to trans surgery out in Guatemala, or an LGBTQ comic book down in Peru, because remember, that's what Doge actually found. So I wish there was a way you could check a box of where your money would go. That would be much more appropriate.
I'm a black farmer, and I heard a certain Asian person say that we need them in order to survive on their food. Well, no, that's not true, because I'm a black farmer, and if you live in Oregon, make sure you contact me, because I got my own spare ribs, got my own shoulder roast, got my own hams, got my own bacon, got my own hawks, got my own pork chops. I raise just about any kind of animal that you can think of. But black farmers, maybe the Asian community needs a little bit of an update. We were the slaves in this country. We can raise meat. This country, for the longest time, was surviving off of the meat that we were raising. And we can do produce. We did hoodoo, conjure, root work. We were root doctors. We know how to grow things. So if you are in Oregon, please contact me. Every state, every black farmer in every state, make a video like this and make sure you let the black community know that we are here to feed them.
Wait a minute. So farmers are suing Trump because they want their stimulus checks back. Oh, no. Y'all voted for this, remember? Elections have consequences, baby. So here's the tea. Joe Biden and Congress put grants together to give money to farmers. Trump gets in, and what does he do? Cuts contracts, snatches the money, and leaves the farmers high and dry. But now the same folks who cheered him on are like, we want our money. Now let's connect the dots real quick on something. For decades, farmers have been living on government handouts, billions in subsidies to keep their farms afloat, while some of those same farmers turn around and point their fingers at families on food stamps, and they have the nerve to call them welfare queens. Nah, let's call it what it is. The biggest welfare queens in American society are wearing overalls, not wigs and heels. And here's the irony. Farmers love to preach about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, guess what, farmers? Take your own advice. If you can't sustain your farm without taxpayer bailouts, maybe farming ain't your ministry, boo. Because my tax dollars and your tax dollars shouldn't be propping up businesses that can't sustain on their own. So no, farmers shouldn't get a dime. Elections have consequences and farmers are finally feeling it. What do you think? So should we keep footing the bill for people who keep vilifying other people who depend on assistance? Or is it finally time that farmers actually live by their own rules? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear if y'all truly are done funding America's real welfare queen. So the people who say no handouts just lined up for a handout. Now tell me why farmers in Arkansas are standing outside with their hands out again, begging Uncle Sam for money. See, when it's regular people struggling, rent too high, groceries too ridiculous, can't afford health care, the answer is always from these people, stop complaining, stop asking for handouts, and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Farmers in Arkansas are crying out to the feds for stimulus money like it's open mic night. And look, I get it, because times are hard everywhere. But when you plant your crops, raise your cattle, take on the risks of farming, I mean, wasn't that a personal business decision? So why is it on me and you to make sure that that decision keeps paying out? Because see, when you and I make bad decisions, government doesn't cut us a check to make it right for us. Now, let's connect the dots here a little bit. These are the same people voting for the same politicians who say government is the problem. Yet as soon as the tractors stop running and their profits dry up, government magically turns into a solution for them. Ain't that funny and ironic? The question is, do we owe farmers any help? Or do they need to practice what they preach? Figure it out. Tighten that belt. Leave taxpayers out of it. Because last I checked, it's really not our problem to fix somebody else's gamble.
Now that you have seen the full story, we hope you have a better understanding of why so many people are speaking out about the rising cost of living and the financial pressure facing millions of families. Why opinions differ on the cause and the situation? One thing is clear, the economy has become one of the biggest concerns for people across the country. Conversations like this are important because they help us understand different perspectives and experiences. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share to support the Freedom Room. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.